Welcome to today's episode of the Declutter Hub podcast, your channel for super easy, no-nonsense advice on how to declutter and organise your home. Please welcome your hosts, professional organisers Ingrid Jansen and Leslie Spellman.
Hello and welcome listeners to episode 11 of the Declutter Hub podcast. I'm Ingrid.
And I'm Leslie.
If you have clutter and want to sort it out, this is the show for you. In today's episode, Leslie and I are talking about decluttering the bathroom. Now, it's one of the smallest but most important spaces of your home, and it always surprises me how long it takes to sort through your lotions, potions, perfumes, and makeup. But the payback in time and money is worth it. So, Leslie, what do you think about bathrooms and decluttering them?
Well, I think they're really, really important spaces, aren't they? They're the space where you get ready in the morning, where you relax, where you have family time, if it's, kids' bath time, things like that. So they're really important spaces. Mm-hmm. And they tend to be quite chaotic at times with sort of like empty loo rolls that are on the floor, cleaning products dotted around, random toilet rolls here and there, and a lot of kind of, empty makeup things just sort of scattered around. So I think it's really important to give the bathroom as much sort of prominence as the rest of the house, because we really do spend a lot of time in there.
Mm-hmm. I know. I mean, dirty towels or towels in general, are they clean? Are they dirty? If they're on the floor, have they been used by somebody? Are they still damp? Do they need to go in the wash? Sometimes there's laundry baskets in there. Lots and lots going on. And it's actually not a very big room. So you have to really stay on top of it to make sure that it stays in good condition and that you know what's going on in there.
And I think it's fair to say there are people out there who love lotions and potions and buying makeup. That's their thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we've got, a kind of shopping addiction for some people as well going on in the bathroom. And of course, not everybody puts the makeup on in the bathroom, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I do. I put my makeup on in my bathroom. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little makeup bag in my bathroom, in my cupboard, and I don't have tons and tons of makeup, but I don't think I've got tons and tons of anything. So, except photos. But yeah, no, I don't have a lot of makeup. So I've got a little makeup bag, and I do my makeup in the morning in the bathroom when I get ready after I brush my teeth and done my hair, and then I have my makeup on. So, yeah. But I know there are people out there who have got maybe a nice how do you call those things? Vanity desks in their bedroom.
Yeah, like a dressing
table, and they do their makeup in the morning there because they've got light there and they've got mirrors there and everything. So I don't think it doesn't really matter where you put it on, as long let's pretend that it's in the bathroom, the makeup, so we can.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so how do we go about decluttering a bathroom? Because there's a lot of emotions, a lot of our standard psychological things going on really in a bathroom. It's got kind of everything under one roof really. So I think the most important thing really is that you go into your bathroom declutter aiming to be ruthless. Because I think it's fair to say that a lot of stuff in the bathroom is expensive. A bottle of shampoo is somewhere between £4 and £10, isn't it? Everything costs a lot of money. And so if it's not fit for purpose, there's an element of guilt associated with throwing things away. And we need to get over that, don't we? Because we don't want that guilt to be perpetuated by leaving it sitting there if it's not going to be used for the next 5 years. And let's face it, some of these things do sit there for 4 or 5 years, even longer sometimes. Yeah. When I'm doing bathroom declutters with clients, there really are things with old school branding still sitting on them. And a lot of that is because, oh my God, it cost me so much money to buy it. I feel really guilty about throwing it away. So now's the time to be really ruthless, I think, and to be really honest with yourself about how long you've had these things sitting there and whether you're ever going to use it. A lot of reasons, things like shampoos, you buy things with a great idea in mind. This is going to be fantastic. It's going to change my life. I'm going to look amazing. Then somehow it doesn't happen. You don't like it. Makes your hair feel greasy. And so there's a psychological barrier there that's stopping you from using that again. But yet still you think, at some point, actually, I am going to use it when I run out. It's that sort of standard, I'm going to leave my old kettle in the garage in case my new kettle breaks. It's that same psychology really, isn't it? Feeling guilty about things. So I think it's really important to get over that straight away and to be really honest with yourself about whether you are actually ever going to use something again.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also, Leslie, that people give you gifts, like maybe for your birthday or whatever, you receive this lovely package from, with a soap and a lotion and like these nice packages, these gift packages that you get. And then you think, oh, I don't want to break it up. So it's all together in your bathroom. And then it's never used because you've never opened it, or you think you have to use it all in one go, or there's 2 or 3 things out of the 5 you actually don't even like using. But then because somebody gave you feel bad of not using it. So it's kind of like this vicious circle almost.
It absolutely is a vicious circle. I'm just thinking of a couple of examples of me, and I probably shouldn't admit this really, but I'm not really very good at putting lotion on my body, even though I know that I should, because I'm getting to that age. And well, I think that ship has sailed, to be fair, at 50. But, I do feel as if I should be putting lotion on my body, and I do feel as if I should be putting cream on my hands, but I don't. But yet people buy you lotions for your body, and people buy you lotions for the hands because they use those things and think that other people do. And then they just sit there because you do think, oh, well, I probably should use that, so I am going to keep it. So there's things like that as well. And those are the kind of things that are really quite hard, particularly if they're gifts to get rid of. But what happens is we leave them there. We don't use them. They go well past their kind of usable date. And then we can't send them even to the charity shop. So they're completely wasted. Yeah. Which is a real shame, isn't it?
I know. And then it feels really wasteful. So then you feel guilty that you haven't used it before. So it's like this thing that kind of, so I agree with you. If you're going to declutter your bathroom, this is now the time to kind of go, right, what am I actually using every day or on a very, very regular basis, and what's been lurking in the back of my cupboards for a long time, and I don't even know anymore why it's there, why I bought it in the first place, and just kind of draw a line under that a little bit, because just by keeping it in there is not going to make you use it any more than you've done in the past 5 years or 2 years or 10 years. And if it starts to look really kind of grotty and a bit, the box starts to get damaged and it feels like dusty and it's been in there, you don't even want to use it because it doesn't look good.
Exactly. So now's the time to be honest. So we've talked through some of the psychologies, and there are, as I say, there are quite a lot of psychologies wrapped up in a bathroom declutter, because we spend a lot of time in there and we spent a lot of money in there. So we've decided to be ruthless. We're being very good declutterers here. We're getting rid of lots of stuff. So what's going to be the benefits? And so moving on from the decluttering, which I think is obvious. We've talked about the kind of things that need to go. We go through, we declutter those things. So what are the important things really in a bathroom that are going to make the difference to the way that bathroom looks?
Well, I think if you've got a really nice streamlined look in your bathroom, it makes you feel really good. When you come in the morning and you've got a big day ahead of you with lots going on, and you can put your hand on anything, you know where everything is. I think you must save tons of time as well when you have everything in the right place in your bathroom. So it's getting ready quicker. It's going to be much quicker in the morning.
I think it gets you off to a good start, doesn't it? Or ends the day well. Either of those things, really. We're talking about, you spend a lot of time in there. It's important to get this right. I think, if you can get rid of stuff as well, and you've got less stuff hanging around, it can be more hygienic, can't it, really? Because it's easier then for you to clean the bathroom. There are so many people where they've got shelves and shelves and shelves of stuff, but to take 30, beauty products or hair products or whatever off a shelf to clean it is something that's probably not going to happen that often. Do you know what I mean? So if you can somehow do something to make that more streamlined, it becomes more hygienic. The one thing that I'm a big advocate of when I'm doing decluttering. It's unusual actually, because I do a consultation with a client and we're doing a bathroom. It's the one time probably that I will buy storage for a client before we actually declutter, because I pretty much know what's going to be left. Obviously the volumes are going to be different depending on who it is, but in general the storage in a bathroom is dictated by the space that you've got. And so many people don't use sort of boxes and baskets to containerize in a bathroom, and I think that's a mistake. So I am a massive advocate of using boxes in a bathroom if you've got the space to do that. I mean, I've got nice bathroom cabinets anyway, but I still containerize even within my bathroom cabinets as well, so I can pull things out, and it makes it easier, because it's difficult to rummage to the back of a shelf and find what you need, but it's much easier to rummage through a box and find what you need. We're not talking about perfection here. As you well know, Ingrid, as a clutter fairy, I am not a perfectionist at all. I'm all about ease of use and practicality and getting things done rather than things looking perfect. So I like to rummage through things, whether it's my knicker drawer or my makeup. I don't want everything to be perfectly organised and things. It just needs to be together so that I can find it easily. I can put it back and put it away. So what kind of boxes and baskets do you use in the bathroom declutters that you've done?
Well, I think for me, the most important thing is that you use, when you do boxes in a bathroom, they should be from plastic. And I would never use a cardboard or wicker or rattan or things like that in a bathroom, because a bathroom is always has moist and is a bit damp, because people shower there and have baths there, and sometimes you can't air the bathroom always properly because there's not a window to open, or maybe the ventilation system is old and is not, working properly. So I would always go for plastic if you're going to buy some little baskets, and make sure you measure the sizes of either your windowsill or your cupboard, and don't take big baskets, take smaller. So on a shelf, it's better to have 2 smaller baskets next to each other so you can containerize it a bit better than having one big one and still losing stuff in there. So I think that's really important. I think Curver have got some really nice little baskets.
Curver is definitely my go-to bathroom storage of choice, really. I was looking at a few this morning just to remind myself. So they have things that look like rattan or look like knitted, or there's a kind of Victoriana sort of range. Mm-hmm. And they're all fantastic. Now, some of the ranges are more oval than they are square. I don't think there's any square ones, but they're rectangular, aren't they? Sort of straight edges. It's really, for me, it's really important to get that upright sides, to get that upright. What you don't want is baskets that kind of flare out at the sides, that are sort of angled. You need straight baskets so that you absolutely maximize on the space that you've got in your bathroom, and not too shallow. It's finding that sort of happy medium between, obviously there's a shallow basket, but if you're putting hairsprays and things like that they're still going to pop out the top. So a kind of medium depth, probably about 6 inches, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. What is 6 inches in centimeters? 30 centimeters, maybe? I don't know.
I know. I can't do inches.
Just say 6 inches and say afterwards. I'm still living in.
I'm going to put in the show notes what 6 inches is in centimeters, because although I've lived here for 10 years, I still cannot do feet and inches and miles.
Yeah, but if I show you, should know what a centimetre anyway.
I think it's probably about 10 centimetres, I think.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. But then there's the really deep ones, but then it might be a little bit difficult to get to the bottom. So it really is, in terms of precision shopping for storage, this is when we're going to do it, really. And you might not have any space on your bathroom windowsill, or it might be really shallow. It might be got some shelf at the side of your bath. Often I will put shelves up on walls to hold baskets. You've really got to be quite inventive, because bathrooms tend to be on the small side with very, very little storage. If you can go vertical on storage in a bathroom, then, it's great, but it's not always possible. So you really have to think outside the box. But I think the most important thing is, if you want that streamlined look, to really go for storage and to try and containerize things in boxes. At the end of the day, all of these beauty brands are all vying for us to see their branding. So all these different branding all together, and it can be very distracting on the eye, really. And that's not going to give you the sanctuary in your bathroom that you want. Same with kids' toys as well. In the bath, you've got all the kids' toys. Don't leave them in the bottom of the bath, because they'll sit there and they'll get a little bit mouldy. So those kind of net bags are brilliant, aren't they? Or if you do use a plastic basket, always make sure that you put in some holes in the bottom of the basket so that the water's going to drain through. But again, it's nice to keep those toys containerized as well, because it's just all a little bit messy, isn't it? You do have to really keep an eye on those toys as well, because they do get a little bit mouldy.
I know. I think they've even said now the plastic ducks, it's really not good for the kids to use them, because actually the water gets in it and it could really grotty. So I was like, oh gosh, that's not good, is it?
I know,
I also wanted to share with our listeners.
That's another tradition out of the
I know.
Sorry.
Another piece of advice I would like to give to our listeners is to have hooks for your towels. So if you have several people using your bathroom, it's nice to have a couple of hooks so everybody can place their towel on their own hook every day, so you don't get confused whose towel it is and you keep washing and washing towels over and over, because people just after one use kind of drop them on the floor. And I mean, we don't have to, we can use a towel more than once, I think. You don't have to change them every day. Maybe if you've got a hand towel next to your sink where you dry your hands off, you might want to change that a bit more often.
I've got to be honest with you. You saying this now, you see your kids are obviously really well behaved. The chances of my kids ever hanging a towel on a hook in a bathroom is very slim. It could be me that goes after them and picks the towel up and hangs it on their hook. But the chance of, my two boys and even my daughter doing that are not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's a nice thought. I like the idea of it, but yeah, no. It's a different kind of house that would happen.
Thank you for your honesty, Leslie. And we appreciate that.
I'm just thinking what's upstairs, 7 sort of manky towels and 6 pairs of boxer shorts I have to go and pick up off the floor in the boys' bathroom every day and still continue to do that even though they're 22 and 15. Like, my bad, I should not be picking up after them. But anyway, that's life with boys, isn't it? Or girls, actually. The girls are really bad with sort of manky makeup wipes thrown on the floor. It's all, you've not even got there, Ingrid, just you wait.
I know, I'm not there yet.
When the fake tan comes in and the grotty makeup and nice. I'm sure some of our listeners will know exactly what I'm talking about.
I am so looking forward to that now. Thank you. What else do we need to share with our listeners? I think one more important thing is to tell them, don't overbuy on your products and on your shampoos. You don't need to have 4 bottles of the shampoo in stock in your cupboard. I mean, shops are open about 24/7 at the moment. So the chances that you're going to run out of shampoo just overnight is really, really small. And otherwise, you can always go to the shop and buy a new one. So
I think it's finding that balance.
Having one.
It's finding the balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you bulk buy anything, whether it's cereals, toilet rolls, toiletries, you've got to find that balance. That's fine, overbuying and stocking up if you've got the space to do it, but if you haven't got the space, it's going to have an impact in the way that your house looks if you've not got that cupboard. I mean, I've got a cupboard for kind of extra things that I put things in and then I'll bring them into general use. So I can stock up on things, but I don't do that massively, but I do for toilet rolls, Mm-hmm. So I buy a lot of toilet rolls all at the same time, or like washing powder, things like that. But if you don't want 48 toilet rolls sitting on top of your freezer in your kitchen, then just buy them 6 at a time and forfeit the kind of 50p or £1 that you might save. Yeah. It is a balancing act. And obviously for some people, money is going to be more important than the look, but it's just something to consider. Quite often we kind of do what we've always done and we don't really think about doing things differently. So if we've always gone and bulk bought our toilet rolls, that's what we continue to do. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when I question people and say, well, is that absolutely necessary? Because you're really fed up of having the toilet rolls on top of your freezer in your kitchen. Do you actually need to go out and buy them, or could you buy 9 at a time?
Yeah.
And sometimes they've got, actually I could do that. So. Yeah.
Excellent point. Anything else, Leslie, that we want to share with our listeners about decluttering the bathroom?
No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of everything, really. One more thing, actually. What about cleaning products in bathrooms? I know we spoke about this before we started the podcast because I think it very much depends on how many people are using your bathroom, doesn't it, in terms of how often you've got to clean it. It's that kind of thing. So, my bathroom probably only gets cleaned once every 5 days or something. Obviously I spill it out if there's anything in the meantime, but in general, I only clean it. So therefore I don't have cleaning products in my bathroom. Mm-hmm. I'll just do that with the general house clean once a week. But a lot of people have got a lot of cleaning products in their bathroom, which again adds to the kind of cluttery, sort of messy look. So what do you think about that?
Yes, I have upstairs in my bathroom, I've got a bathroom cabinet. So on the bottom of the shelf, I've got some extra toilet rolls, and that's where I keep a toilet cleaner handy in case I need it. But my main cleaning stuff is indeed all in my cleaning bucket that comes out once a week. And when I go around the house, so I don't have a bleach and a toilet cleaner and everything out next to the toilet because I don't want to see that. But I do have a bottle of toilet cleaner in my cupboard, kind of tucked away a little bit. So it's there and I don't have to run downstairs. But in my downstairs toilet, I don't have any cleaning products because my cleaning products are next door in the next storage area. So I don't have it out. And I think also that most of us are now all at school, at work. We're not, when the kids were little, then I think you want to have, and you're home a lot more, then I would have that more at hand. But now with everybody gone all the time, it feels less necessary to have everything in like that in reach.
Yeah, I think, if I'm honest, I think it's about being honest with yourself about how often you are cleaning things. So I know that I'm probably not going to go from one side of the week to the other to clean the bathroom. So therefore, I don't need the cleaning products to hand. I can go down in my kitchen when I need them and come upstairs. It's the same psychology in things on the whole table going out to kind of remind you to do things, because you think, oh, actually, if I put the cleaning products next to the toilet, I'm more likely to actually clean the toilet, when you're not, because you get so used to seeing them every day that it's not that visual reminder that you need. And so I think, if you have got cleaning products, but of course, everyone's got a little toilet duck or something, but so many people have got 5 or 6 things and cloths and sponges and different things. And actually, you probably don't need that. And it's all looking a little bit messy, and it's not what you want in that kind of bathroom sanctuary.
Yeah.
So, be honest with yourself whether having the cleaning products next to the toilet or in the bathroom on the bathroom windowsill is actually going to make you clean any more than you otherwise would. And for some people, it absolutely will be. And some people are definitely cleaning the bathroom every day. And so it depends on what you do in your house, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, point very well made. Well, I think that's it for this episode, Leslie. If there's anything else that you want to add, but otherwise, I think we are ready to finish this episode. So listeners, we hope you've all enjoyed listening and are inspired to take action and sort out that bathroom for a smoother start of the day, and save some time when cleaning, and lastly, save some money by not buying the things you will not use. Thanks for taking the time to listen today. If you'd like to get more tips and advice, please follow us on social media. And if you don't want to miss the next episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Declutter Hub podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Declutter Hub podcast. Check out declutterhub.com for more inspiration, and don't forget to tune in next week.